It's snowing today, and I have to be careful as I walk in through the doors to make sure that I don't smudge up the Advent calendar. But let's walk inside and find out what's on the living Advent calendar. Follow me. I don't think my feet got very wet, so I don't think I'm in danger of doing too much damage to the living Advent calendar. And today I don't actually want to ask you to look down at the living Advent calendar. Instead, today I want to ask you to look up with me. To look up at the vault here inside the Tower of St. Mark's, the ceiling that's above us, with its beautiful gold arches, the winged lion of St. Mark in the center of that boss, that big circle, which is actually a filled-in hole. There is deliberately a hole in the middle of that level of the tower. It's the way the bells that are hung in the tower were hoisted up through that hole up to higher levels of the tower so that they could be hung there. The design of the vault here in the tower is not original to the building. It was added sometime in the middle of this century, I think, in the middle of the 20th century, rather, I think. And it is, of course, a depiction of the starry blue sky. It reminds us that we are set in the midst of God's vast creation, and that we ourselves hold a privileged position within the vastness of God's creation, even though we are but a small part of that enormous creation that extends beyond the limits of our knowing. And we give thanks to God for the vastness of that creation and for our own privileged place in it. As I sit here, above the door that leads to the bell tower is a plaque noting the presence of the bells, and with a quotation at the bottom of it from the end of the 150th Psalm, "Let everything that hath breath praise the Lord." I'm reminded that we should praise the Lord when we realize the expanse of his creation, what one of the prayers of the church calls the vast expanse of interstellar space. Thank God for setting us in the midst of it and for loving us so well and so much, though we play but a small part in all of God's creation.